Should a tennis pro, and I know you've written articles about this, so you're the perfect person to ask this question too, is should a tennis pro be an independent contractor or should they be a staff? What's the final verdict on this one?
Depends on the job, the club, and the pro. Okay, so every situation is different. Um, so let's take it from the pro side first. Okay, so if you're a pro, if you're an independent contractor, you have to actually have other work. You can't just be an independent contractor for one person forever in longevity. IRS is going to say no way. And that's what they're trying to avoid is you being an independent contractor and where you should really be an employee. So we all have to remember that's the key is you have to as a contractor have several employees, several employers. You have to carry your own liability insurance. You have to carry your own workers' comp. We all forget that. And you have to be able to show a loss. So most of our jobs in our industry, you probably don't show a loss unless it rains or if a hurricane takes out your club, then you could show a loss. But if you're an independent contractor, you have to assume all the costs of doing business. You have to have your own tools of the trade, like a carpenter. If he shows up, he's an independent contractor. He brings his own hammer. He brings his own nails. If you're an independent contractor and using the club's tennis balls and their cages, you're not an independent contractor, probably. So you have to bring your own tools. You have to bring your own liability. There are a lot of costs associated with it. But on the flip side, you can make more money because you can actually work for multiple clubs, or you should be working for multiple clubs, and you can do multiple jobs. So, you could actually be a tennis pro and drive Uber on the side and be independent contractor for both, right? So you can also, as an independent contractor, running your own business, deduct all those business costs against your profit. Now, technically, you're supposed to be able to show a loss. Hopefully, you don't, but you could if something went completely wrong. Um, from the club standpoint, it depends on how much control of the employee or the contractor they want. As a business person, if I were in the president of a club, I don't want an independent contractor. They can show up when they want. We can't set their schedule. You're not allowed to set schedules for a contractor. You're not allowed to tell them how to work or how to teach or how to talk to a member. That's all outside of the control of an employment contract when they're a contractor. So as a club side, you probably want that director of tennis as an employee, so you can tell them when their hours are, when they can teach, what they have to do. If you want some freedom as a tennis pro, you probably want to be a contractor. Every club and every situation is different, and it can be different based on the pro. Some pros don't want um, I guess, the hassle or the uncertainty of not getting a regular employee stipend, a salary check. So it depends on the person as well that's involved.
So would you say for a seasonal club, like the ones that we go to in the summer, those, you're going there specifically for that job,
Hmm.
right? And I would think that does that mean that you're automatically considered a staff and not an independent contractor?